Welcome back to That's Clever. We're on the road finding real people making really cool crafts. This artist will leave you hanging by a thread when she strings together a funky fashion accessory.
Hi, I'm Sharon Benton from Woodinville, Washington. When I'm not outside shooting the great outdoors, I'm in my studio making textile art. And today, I'm going to be making this yarn and bead embellished bag. Welcome to my studio. This is where I create my textile art. The first thing I do when I make the bag is cut a piece of stabilizer. This is a water-soluble stabilizer that helps hold everything together. Once I finish sewing it, I rinse it in water and the stabilizer disappears. Now I'm going to put the fabric scraps down over half the stabilizer. These are scraps left over from other projects. I save everything. Nothing goes to waste. This will just give the bag a little more depth and dimension. Next, I'm going to add some sparkly fibers to give it a little glitz. This is really cool stuff. This is actually used by fishermen to tie flies. Now I'm going to add the yarn. I've got a lot of different types of yarns, some bumpy ones, some shiny ones, so it'll give the purse a lot of texture. Now that I have all the pieces, I can lay them out on the purse. It's really kind of a random process. I spread them out until it looks cool. Now that the yarns are laid out, I'm going to fold the stabilizer in half and make a yarn sandwich. And then I pin it securely so I can carry it over to the sewing machine and stitch it up. But first I have to get rid of the cat. Come here, baby. This is Lila, my studio cat. She likes to hang out and watch me sew. Lila, what are you doing with that yarn? First thing I'm going to do is stitch around the edge to hold everything securely. Then I can take the pins out and stitch a grid pattern. And I'm stitching this with invisible thread so you won't be able to see the stitches. It's all stitched and I'm ready to rinse out the stabilizer. This is the cool part. Once I put it in the water, the stabilizer dissolves and I'm just left with a cool piece of fabric lace. Ta-da! This looks great. It has to dry for a couple of hours, and in the meantime, I'm going to make the strap. I've already cut my yarn, 4 pieces. I'm going to change my stitch to a zigzag and stitch right over all the yarns with invisible thread, so that makes it nice and sturdy. My strap's all done. I'm going to cut the fabric for the body of the purse, and I've chosen this beautiful lime green silk. My yarns are dried, so now it's time to sew the yarn onto the fabric. I've already cut a piece of batting a little bit bigger than the fabric to give the fabric some stability. I'm going to use this variegated thread to sew the yarn to the fabric, and that will give it a little more color. The purse is all stitched. I've got my beads, and I'm ready to embellish the purse. First, I need to trim away the excess batting. This is bead soup. It's a bunch of different sizes and textures of beads. I think it's going to look great on this yarn bag. I just take a handful of beads and put them on my bead cloth. The bead cloth keeps the beads from rolling off the table. This used to be easier. When I put the beads on, I don't really use a pattern. It's kind of a random order. I pick up 3 to 5 beads on the needle and start stitching, pick up a few more, and make another stitch. I love all these cool yarns that are out, but I don't know how to knit or crochet, so I had to figure out a way to stitch them by machine. And a water-soluble stabilizer made it really easy. I'm done beading. Those beads look great and really give it an extra glitz, and a girl can never have too much glitz. Now I'm going to put on the strap. Don't need my glasses for this. I have this piece of silk cord that I'm going to use for the button loop closure. I'm going to sew that right in the middle of the bag. I don't want anything falling out of my purse. I've added the strap in the button loop. Now I'm going to add the lining. I'm using the same fabric for the lining as I did for the purse. I didn't stitch this whole side because now I need to turn the bag right side out. This is called birthing the bag. Now that I've turned the bag right side out, I'm going to stitch up the slot. The final step is to add the button closure. I'm going to attach this cool bead, dichroic glass. It's really sparkly and goes with the glitz already on the purse. I started making these purses when I wanted a smaller bag, but I couldn't find anything really fun that I liked, so I thought I would make my own. I wanted something just big enough to hold a credit card and keys and a wallet. The button's on, now I can close my purse. And one finishing step, iron it to make it nice and flat. It's done. Now I'm ready to go shopping.